Okay, we are live. We are live. That is tweeted. This is good to go. Everything's great. All right. Yeah, all right. I think we're good. Quality 5 below product. Okay, we are good. All right, let's do the honage. All right. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 679, the Honage Podcast.
Honage is a Pokemon that resembles a sword from the medieval times. Honage's appearance sheathed.
The medieval times or just medieval times?
Medieval times dinner and tournament.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Didn't you, if I remember correctly, didn't you try and get a knight to sign your bosom?
I did.
And he wasn't allowed. I'm not allowed to, my lady.
Yeah.
My boss won't like it.
He did not sound like that.
It was pretty close.
I don't remember what he
He
sounded
was
like.
our knight, and
He was
it
very
was my
nervous.
birthday.
He was too chivalrous.
And
I fight for honor, my lady.
and he wouldn't do it, but he did sign something.
Your taint, I think.
Yes, I laid down on the floor and split him. I bent over where I stood.
I can't do your bosom, my lady, but the taint is special to me.
It's something we all have, so I can sign it. I mean, I feel like I don't remember. He did sign
Taint a
something.
problem, my lady.
He signed something.
Anyway, honage. Come on, tell me about honage.
Okay. Honage's appearance sheathed is dark brown with curved lines across its surface. Its appearance unsheathed, oh my, is a silver sword with a gem that appears to be its eye engraved on its hilt. Excuse me, please stop making noise during my reading.
Sorry.
Attached to the pommel is a long dark blue cloth with a swirl design in lighter blue at its fore split end. The sash is known to suck out the life energy of anyone who dares to grab it by the hilt.
Keep on sucking. I can say that because that's Jolly Rancher's slogan. And no one at Jolly Rancher's thought that that shouldn't be their slogan. But here we are.
It's number 679. It's a steel ghost type Pokemon. They're 50-50 male-female ratio. Its ability is no guard. They're 2 feet tall and they weigh 4 pounds and change.
Thanks, Mom Brain. That was great.
You're welcome.
He must have heard you put a beverage on the table.
Yep. Is there something I can knock over? Yes. Because this is a gamers podcast, I am drinking Mountain Dew.
Of
It's
course.
Diet Mountain Dew, but still Mountain Dew. And
No Doritos, though.
funny story about that, which could be vouched for over on my Twitter page. When my mom got in touch yesterday, saying the power was out, she's like, we might come over. I don't know. So later on, she sent me a text and it said, like, coming over. And then another text right afterwards said something like, I'm bringing Doritos. I was like, well, I guess it's a party. If you might remember, my mom said that my cousin, Ryan's a cousin, right? They had a whole, I don't know where they got them from, but they got a whole bunch of like snack size bags of Doritos, but they were too spicy for everybody. They're like, the sweet heat chili ones, and then just like spicy nacho or something like that. So my mom, and they gave them to my mom and dad, and my mom and dad don't eat them. So of course they're gonna come here because they're like, everybody comes here, they'll eat snack foods. So I'm thinking like a couple bags. My parents brought in a garbage bag full of Dorito bags. I'm not lying. Like
Did
a
you
clear,
just put
like
it in the trash?
No, it's in my office.
Oh my god!
I mean, like
We're giving them out for Halloween.
people will eat them.
Sure.
People like to eat. The people will eat them.
There's a pay-per-view tomorrow, right?
There is a pay-per-view.
And somebody's B-Day.
It's somebody's B-Day tomorrow, August
58
19th.
years old. Hello to. Let me do this correctly. Hello.
Too spicy.
The LOL. These Doritos are too spicy.
I think mashed potatoes are too spicy.
Hello, Rachel, and the Aloe Wolf, and ZX Billy, and Drew, and Robert, and Cap'n, and Spectre Bazaar, and Nintendo Fanboy, and Giant Reggie, and Straight Jeff, and Retro as and Mark and Sarah and JSG and Guybrush Threepwood. Oh my God, he's actually here!
From
Wow.
Monkey Island.
Well, I guess he hasn't had a. What's his last new adventure on the Wii with WiiWare, whatever that was?
Probably like at least like 10 years ago.
So
right?
taking it easy. Thanks for joining the podcast, Guybrush. I really appreciate it. Nintendo Fanboy says Doritos are the bomb.
They are great.
And Straight Jenna says these Doritos are making me thirsty. Well, I mean, Mountain Dew, right?
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah, I think that's what he was referencing.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I hoped for.
So I have so many things I want to.
Dear.
That was like a Windows 3.1 noise. What was that? I like how we can only have speakers that glow different lights for like all of our speakers must glow red, blue, green.
Yeah, I bought a Bluetooth speaker like this one, but it doesn't glow.
Well,
I got
it here.
Yeah, I got the cheap one.
I mean, I didn't plan on this to glow. It came from Five Below, and that's that.
Thought you're gonna keep rhyming.
No.
Yeah, Captain's right. Captain says, "Was that AIM?"
Yeah.
Yeah, right. What's in the window?
Gmail's getting updated.
In a week, but if you don't like the update, you can use the old version.
That's what this is telling me.
All right, so
it's going to be a rough start to the school year. We use Gmail, and there's teachers who are not going to be able to handle
my
it.
Gmail's broken. I have a list on my phone of things that I want to talk about before we get into the news today. Number one is related to you.
Oh, okay.
We have 2 new soundboard clips, courtesy of podcast listener and longtime GoNintendo reader, Donut Muffin.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on in this last week, but I've been contacted by so many people who were GoNintendo fans.
Send them my bank account number.
Who were GoNintendo fans a long time ago, and they're either still reading and just not commenting, or still listening to the podcast and haven't been in the chat. Hello, Timothy. Lurking. But it was great to hear from Donut Muffin. Yes, he included 2 new sound clips, which, Kirby, you've already played off the podcast, but if you want to play them now, go right ahead.
Okay, first one you guys might recognize.
My Zuma.
So these were clipped by Donut Muffin. I want to point that out. He sent me these clips.
And second one.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Donut Muffin. So if anybody else wants to send, hello, who's Mav? If anybody else wants to send in clips for the soundboard, please send them my way. You can just send it to my regular email at rawmeatcowboy@gmail.com. I'm not guaranteeing I will use all of them, but Donut Muffin is obviously a listener of the podcast and knew these 2 sound clips would be perfect for the soundboard, so there they are. Also, I deleted Natalia the Sluice and updated it with a louder version of Natalia the Sluice, so give that one a shot.
Natalia the Sluice.
That's definitely better. Definitely better.
Great job.
So yeah, if you want to send sound clips, go ahead. Okay, that one's done. Now, this other one I want to talk about. Yesterday, I am subscribed to this channel.
Yesterday I was. Today I am.
Oh, that's right. Yesterday, I was listening to a YouTube channel I am subscribed to. I was just so excited to talk about this. And they did a Zelda medley. And this guy's name, I sent you a clip of this guy not doing the Zelda stuff. It was the Radiohead or the Tom York thing.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
What? I didn't get it.
Boys only. I figured I'd play for you when you were here.
Yeah, on my Bluetooth speaker.
So he did it. This guy that I've been subscribed to for a long time now did a Zelda medley. The guy is so ridiculously talented. It's amazing. Every video he has, I think, is amazing. His I guess his YouTube name is Glasses. So, but that's not Glasses. It's Glassys. Look him up on YouTube. Like I said, I posted a Zelda medley on the site last night. Hello, Antonio. I'm going to talk about that, Antonio. I posted his video on the site yesterday. You guys were commenting on it and giving it a thumbs up, so I'm glad you watched it because it really is phenomenal.
Whose music is it that I got to play?
I don't know. Who is it? Maybe Steel Diver?
Okay.
So it's a 7-minute or a 7.5-minute medley of Zelda tunes, but done in I don't know what, you probably know a term better. I'm just going to call it just blanket synth stuff because he's got so many he's got so many cool instruments. You have to watch his video because he's got so many different types of keyboards and he's got drum machines and all that stuff. And he plays all of them at like once. Like he's doing a beat. Yeah, most people would like do a beat once and then loop it and let it go.
Right.
He's playing it the whole time with one hand while also playing a keyboard with that same hand and then playing another keyboard with this other hand. But yeah, he does his Zelda medley. It's amazing. You really have to check it out. I can't recommend it enough. It's so good. But it's very synth-like. I guess I'd compare it to, for the kids today, similar style of music you would hear in Stranger Things, something along those lines.
So synthwave, I think it's called.
Yes, it's really, 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 really good. But like I said, all of his videos are amazing. And I tweeted out his video yesterday off the post that we did on GoNintendo. And I followed him on Twitter. And I tweeted him to tell him his stuff is awesome. And then we had a nice long conversation through Twitter DMs, just talking about how awesome his music is. He's a big Nintendo fan, obviously, because he made a Zelda medley. He's just saying he doesn't have as much time to play stuff as he would like to. And I was like, yep, that's all of us. Being adults don't have too much time to play. Hello, Jumpman. But please check out his video. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. His name is GLASYS. Or if you want to type out the whole URL, it'll be youtube.com/user/Gil Music Videos. That's GILMUSICVIDEOS. Gil Music Videos. I promise you, you will not regret your subscription or your time spent. No, he can't sit there.
Come on over here.
On his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
He's like, oh my God, there's that noise over there. So thank you to him for talking to me on Twitter yesterday. It was a very great conversation. Really cool guy, it seems like. It's just awesome that you can like see something on YouTube and be like, man, I really like this. Oh, here's this person's Twitter name. And you tweet them and they're like, hey, and you have a conversation and you get to know them. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. There's something else I wanted to talk about YouTube-wise. I guess I'll do this next. Someone brought it up in the chat already, so now I got to talk about it. Yes, Nintendo fanboy, kind of like John Carpenter music. Exactly. Very good.
John Carpenter or Tangerine Dream or Evangelist.
Tomita.
Yes.
Tomita's a little more old school, but still same idea. All right. So the other thing I'm going to talk about, because I get asked to talk about it all the time. Hello, Guy Bones and T27 Duck.
Bones.
I didn't really want to talk about it, but I have to talk about it so we can get it out of the way and never talk about it again. The whole controversy with, I don't even know how you say his name, Philip Muchin? But you know who I'm talking about. The guy who was on IGN, you also know because you happened to watch this when it was first happening.
Oh,
the guy on IGN who or I guess we should say allegedly plagiarized a review over on IGN for Dead Cells. God damn it, I do that every time. Dead Cells. So for those that don't know, very quickly, we're only talking about this because A, so many people have asked me to talk about it, and B, he was IGN's basically their head of Nintendo coverage over there. So they're kind of screwed. Like he took over their podcast, the Nintendo voice chat podcast and all that. So he was very ingrained. They were like, this is our Nintendo guy. And then unfortunately, all this stuff happened. So this is terrible. There was an outlet that did a Dead Cells review. I don't remember their name. I think it's got bomb in it. It's probably wrong. Hello, Roth. They did a Dead Cells video review. Philip did an IGN review for Dead Cells. This guy noticed that the IGN review was very similar. He did a comparison video between the two. There were definitely a good number of points in there that seemed like he lifted it directly from this guy's video. IGN reviewed the situation after a couple days, and they said, we let him go. We found there were too many similarities, and it's not just like, an accident. Boomstick Gaming. Thank you, Who's Mav. I appreciate it. Check out their YouTube channel, especially since I couldn't remember their name. That's terrible. So they let the guy go. A couple days later, so before he went to IGN, he had his own YouTube channel where he covered Nintendo stuff. That's obviously how IGN caught him. They saw his YouTube stuff. They liked what he was doing. They hired him. So he went back to his YouTube channel and was like, basically said he didn't plagiarize and nothing was intentional. He talked about Jason Schreier over at Kotaku, who ran an article about all this, and he said Jason Schreier was trying to like smear him. It was a smear campaign, and just trying to generate clicks and all that stuff. And he said, if anybody can go out there and find out other examples of me doing this, go right ahead. So, you know, people were already doing it, but this guy's saying go out and do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't he also get accused of plagiarizing something else?
So,
or like Nintendo Life?
Yeah, Chris Scullion, who's a friend of GoNintendo, I've been talking to him for years. He did a FIFA 18 review for Nintendo Life, and he said that he thought Philip plagiarized his review, so he did a comparison video too, and again, same sort of thing, definitely. Hello, how am I supposed to say your name? I see it and I never know. Tabenton, or Zetabenton, or just Tabenton. So yeah, I saw Chris talk about it. Chris is a very respectable, long-running journalist in the game industry, worked for a number of magazines, obviously doing online reviews now. So he felt that the stuff was stolen or plagiarized, and then just all hell broke loose. And then, as far as plagiarism and not plagiarism goes, I was on the side of plagiarism. There were just too many very specific coincidences and direct lines and paragraphs stolen. But the one that really sold it for me, the one that sealed it for me was there's a post on NeoGAF that was explaining how the HD Rumble worked in the Switch. And I know NeoGAF is just a message board and all that stuff, and it's technically not a website that has published articles and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter. Philip took this guy's post explaining how HD Rumble worked and recited it verbatim, every single word. It was I'm going to say 200 words in there that he said verbatim. He even copied where the guy said, "I believe." So the original poster said, "I believe," and Philip was like, "I'm going to plagiarize that too and say, I believe it." It's like that famous picture where it's like a little, it's like a black and white drawing where the guy's holding something, and he's like, "I made this," and he goes over and shows it to another guy and gives it to him, and then the other guy walks away and he has the thing, and that guy says, "I made this."
Oh, I think I've seen that.
It was, you saw that.
Yes.
Let me see something.
Yeah, it's a little quiet.
Now I'm afraid some of the other ones are going to be too loud. This soundboard's a work in progress. You saw the
Natalia, the sleuth.
You saw the NeoGAF post.
Yeah,
and
it was having it read aloud to me.
Yes, it was word for word.
He took it and that I saw.
No citation.
There was no according to so and so or nothing, and it wasn't it was something that was so super technical that a layman wouldn't understand, and you would kind of need to read it verbatim. Quantum physics, I would need John the Savage to write me a statement, and I'd have to say this is what this means according to John the Savage, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. But in that case, it wasn't anything.
Yeah. I mean, the only explanation he could have was, or would be, that's my name on NeoGAF. I'm that user, but that's not the case. So, if you were on the fence,
has the NeoGAF?
I haven't followed up.
That would be interesting.
So if you were looking for as close to definitive proof as you could get of plagiarism, that would be it right there. That's the one for me. I was already on the side of him plagiarizing stuff, but that, I feel like that's the open and shut discussion right there. Hello, Cammy. And then on top of that, yes, I saw it in the chat. Hello, Cedar. I saw it in the chat. I don't remember who said it. I apologize. They were talking about how even part of his resume was directly lifted verbatim from a template that's how to write a resume, not using it as a guideline. I mean, literally using the words that they used in his resume. So. Yeah,
usually when people plagiarize stuff, they're better at covering their tracks.
Am I correct in saying that there are now websites where you can copy and paste, and it changes enough words for you that it's hard?
I mean, what? I don't know about that.
I would have gotten myself into a lot of trouble with that in high school.
I can't decide what this guy was thinking, like,
he might just be like really lazy.
even if you're on, so he had his YouTube channel and was doing well, and he was obviously doing this plagiarizing stuff over there. But in the grand scheme of things on YouTube, you're still somewhat under the radar where you're not, like, I guess he felt he could get away with it. But then you go to IGN, one of the biggest websites on the internet, and you're talking about the Switch, one of the hottest systems out there now. So there's more eyes than usual on this stuff. And I guess he was just like, well, this is what I've been doing. I don't know what else to do. I find it sad that, well, it's sad that he did it, obviously. But I find it sad that he doesn't want to share his own opinion. Yeah, I guess it really is just laziness.
I mean, yeah, like he must have known people were going to catch on eventually.
Yeah, I mean, he started a Nintendo-focused YouTube channel. You would think, like, that would mean he'd have interest in Nintendo and want to play the games and cover them and share his genuine opinions, but I don't know. It's very... Hello, Mike Kirk. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what to say. And this is, honest to God, this is one of the reasons why I do reviews the way I do when it comes to video reviews. I do stream of consciousness, and I just go with the flow because I want to share exactly how I feel and be very passionate about what I'm talking about. But also, yeah, no one's going to be able to take that and make it their own because I don't want that to happen. I mean, I just like using the open mic to talk about games for reviews and stuff like that because I feel like that's the best way I can get my opinion across. But also, yes, then I don't have to worry about that stuff.
I happened to be in your office when you were watching his apology.
Yeah.
His, like, original apology.
Yeah, which has since been removed.
Which wasn't even like a real apology.
What's not?
I felt as though he was making it clear.
Can you scoot your chair in a bit?
Thank you. No, I can't because I don't get the Charlie horse. I get every damn time I'm there.
Hi, J2 Blue. Continue.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this is just because I've like seen other parts of the story, but I got the impression that the apology that he put out was more like absolving IGN. Like it wasn't, he was like saying nice things about his coworkers and nice things about IGN.
I mean, that's good and important to do, but then
you wonder if IGN was like, you're going to go out there and you're going to make it clear. I mean, I would if I was IGN, I'd be like, you're going to make it very clear. No, because IGN
released a statement and then I don't think they would have any legal ground to say you have to go on your personal YouTube channel and say that. He might have to put out a statement through IGN, but they can't say
it's like
because they have no right. Who he's going to have to work on his own because who's going to hire him and what companies are going to want to work with him. So I don't know. Hello, Tommy. Yes, we are talking about Philip Mucinex. His name is not Mucinex. But
I mean, I think it's look.
See, he followed me on Twitter forever, so now I'm paranoid he's taking something of mine at some point.
And that's crappy. You know, like plagiarism.
I stole that Mega Man Flash video you did years ago.
I was talking to Nikki Hill about that not too long ago. Yes, my brain's
especially in this day and age when it comes to like, you know, online journalism and which most journalism is at this point. Like
sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Like that's how we pay our mortgage. Like this is your job. This is your income.
Yes, and stealing content.
And to have someone like running around the internet stealing your hard work for their own gains is like really offensive.
The craziest part is that he made it so far.
Yeah.
Like,
and especially in this the culture of like that nobody called him out on it.
I know it on the internet it's popular to crap on IGN because they're the big guy and all that stuff. I get it. I'm not saying everything they do is great. Yes, they have their issues, but it's not their fault here. Especially when you have a video review plagiarizing another video review. There's no one at IGN whose job it is to make sure every person on the team isn't stealing someone else's work. Like,
that's not
when you're hired, that's
you're a professional.
Part of the regular expectations. Yeah. So they jumped on it. I felt IGN's response to the whole thing was very good. I felt they put out a great statement. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Pete. I feel the response was very good. So unfortunately now, like even to this happened for a while ago, not a while ago, it's recent, but you know how it works on the internet. To this day, IGN's videos on their YouTube channel the top comment will be about like who this gets stolen from or something like that. And, you know, I feel bad for the people at IGN because there are a lot of people who obviously aren't doing that. I would say all of them, hopefully, but there are some great people there doing great content, and now they're screwed. And to think about how many other people at IGN he screwed over. Now, whatever work he was supposed to be doing had to be at the last minute shifted to so many other people. And now they have to dedicate someone to going through all of the work that he did for IGN to make sure it's not stolen by somebody else. And then they have to dedicate another person or team to redoing that stuff. Somebody has to redo the Dead Cells review, which has already been done. Somebody else has to redo all the other reviews that have been called out and any of the work that he's done. So he's affected so many people. It's crazy and it's unfortunate. But the good news is one person saw that it happened. They spoke up about it. The video caught traction, and now we got to where we are.
Die, monster.
Yeah, Pete, I was talking about that earlier this week with a couple people saying how Jose is very missed on the Nintendo Voice Chat podcast. Jose is a fantastic guy. I've had nothing but great interactions with Jose. We've talked a lot on Twitter about stuff through DMs and everything. I only have good things to say about him. But yes, he has since moved on from IGN. He's at Nintendo, right? He's a Nintendo guy now. But anyway, yeah, that is that. So now that we got that news out of the way, and I will not be talking about it anymore, barring some like huge revolution. But I know people wanted to hear me talk about that. So there you go. One last thing I want to talk about. Now that we can get back to some fun stuff before we get to boring old news. I watched some episodes of Disenchantment last night.
How was it?
I watched the first 5 episodes.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
I watched the first 4. Well, I won't say anything then. You go first. What do you think of it?
It's okay. I chuckled a couple of times. You know, there's a couple of duds too. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad he's making a new show.
I feel like it has the heart of Futurama. Like There's just something. It's a better word than heart, but it's just there's something. Futurama had a very different feel from The Simpsons for me.
Right.
And I feel that vibe is in Disenchantment. And I feel the same way I do with Futurama. There's some stuff that I really liked and found was really funny, and there's some stuff that just falls flat. But I appreciate the approach of throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I remember when Futurama first premiered, it took a while to really get
it was the same for me when I first watched Futurama. I was like, it's okay. Like I enjoy it. To tell you the truth, I like Enchantment more than I liked Futurama at first. But yes, Futurama as the years went on, it got better and better. You know, that everybody involved, the writers and everything, no matter how much they work together, they have to get in their groove and get the universe going, and then they can get into like the real stuff. But I've already seen stuff in some of the show so far that I really liked and actually genuinely laughed at. I feel like there's more like kind of like, I don't know what you'd call it, like maybe Hot Shots or Naked Gun style jokes in there, just like very like quick throwaway stuff.
Like Zucker Brothers.
Yes. At least more than they usually do. And without spoiling too much, the one episode where Bean is like about to go into the crypt to steal her family's jewels and all that stuff, and they all go inside of her shirt and they're talking to each other. The Elfo and Bean and whatever the other guy's name is, they're all talking to each other, and I forget what Elfo says, but it's something like something about his daddy like spanking him on the bum or something.
Oh, but he says bum bum. I remember that.
And the other two just stare. It really made me laugh. And right after that, they're talking. The guy's talking about stealing potatoes, and the guy's like, they hide their potatoes in the garden. That's where they keep them secret. It was just such a stupid line, and it really made me laugh. But
sometimes the stupidest jokes are the ones that'll make me laugh.
I liked when the guy went to blow the dust off the book and the whole book disappeared.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, I do like it. I'm glad I checked it out. It was enjoyable. And Mom Brain, you have to watch it.
Okay.
Because there's 2 guys in it. Well, one in particular.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Dixon Bainbridge, whatever that guy's
It's
real
not
name
Dixon Bainbridge. It's the Dixon Bainbridge runs the zoo.
Yeah.
It's his man. It's
yes,
his, he's in it.
Yeah, he's like he's in almost all the episodes. I think he's in 9 out of 10 episodes. He's like he does multiple characters, but
there's something so funny about him.
He's like one of the knights, and then the other guy, you know, the guy from what is it?
Garth Marenghi's
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Yes,
Matt Berry, I think is the guy's name.
I heard somebody talking, and I was like, "Wait a minute, is that?" And then you know, he finished his sentence. I was like, "Oh, it's definitely."
That's Dixon Bainbridge.
Yes, he's in it, and so is the other guy that you love. What's his name?
That I don't know.
I gotta look it up. But the voice cast of this show is phenomenal because it's some new people that you don't usually see in this stuff, and then like. And a bunch of people, the supporting cast that's in Futurama and The Simpsons and any of those animated shows. But man, is it it's I found it very entertaining. It's got that charm that I don't get from a lot of other animated shows. Let me see. So Matt Berry is the guy we were talking about.
Yeah, his voice is
Rich. Fulcher is the guy's name. There he is down here.
Is this week's show sponsored by Disenchantment?
Yeah. So yeah, I watched that and I greatly enjoyed it. I'm glad I checked it out. But yes, I'm only halfway through. It was one of those. Here's how I can tell you it was good. It's one of those things where I was like, all right, if I really like this, I don't want to watch it too quickly. And then I liked it enough to keep going. I'm like, now I'm already halfway done. But yes, I recommend it. I was very pleased with it because I was reading the reviews, and there's some very good reviews, and there's some mixed bag reviews. I watched IGN's commentary on it. One guy's like, I really like it, and the other guy's like, I don't want to knock the other guy too much, but he's like, there's so much going on that I can't follow it, and I can't tell what's going on in the world. So I watched it, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
I did not have that problem.
Right? I didn't understand it at all, but yeah, there you go. There you go. Hello, Swedish Galaxy. Yes, we're on pre-news now, but we will move to regular news. There is a lot to talk about before we got into regular news, stuff that was actually, well, it was all important. Let's just say that. All right, let's talk about news. Masahiro Sakurai.
Let's have a little fun.
Smash Brothers man talked about Smash Brothers fans make a lot of weird requests for characters. He says there are a lot of fanboys, so there's a lot of strange requests and questions, but really I'm just the person who makes video games. So basically he's like, don't stop asking me for this weird stuff.
Please leave me alone.
I said in the post, he's got to be tired of going on Twitter and there's like 1,000 messages about Waluigi and Shrek. Put Shrek in Smash, or like, where's Goku and stuff like that. He's gonna be like, God damn it! I have like, what is there? Almost 70 characters in the game, and people are like, where's Goku? I want Shrek. Put Shrek in Smash Brothers. Put in Groot. The whole stupid crap like that. So I'm sure there are more to come, and maybe Waluigi will be in there at some point and not be a assist trophy. I don't know. But I'm sure Sakurai sees that stuff because he talks about it in his article. Hello, Omar. Yeah, there's a good Swedish Galaxy says Naruto. That's another one that people ask for all the time. Hammer Galade Bro says, oh, he talks about Waluigi. But Kuro says, don't forget about Goku. Yep. Everybody knows the greatest hits of all the weird requests. Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Believe it or not, SpongeBob. Yes, Nintendo fanboy, of course, SpongeBob. Pete has a great answer. He says King Hippo. Now, see, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Sir Rowlett.
Little Mac, so.
Yeah, you have Little Mac. Why not King Hippo? Mom Brain, Pokemon Go has taken the top grossing spot on the mobile charts for the month of July. Yes. The #1 spot.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It also had the highest grossing day on August 12th.
Wow! Incredible!
So August 12th, the game was #1 top grossing altogether. But the whole month of July, the game was the highest grossing game on both mobile stores when you combine them. Followed by, tell me what number 2 is.
Animal Crossing.
No.
Fortnite.
No.
Is it just apps or is it games?
We're talking games.
Okay.
You could do that, Ryan. You could do that.
How about Words with Friends?
Nope. Candy Crush. It's Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are still playing Candy Crush, and it's making boatloads of money. But I was saying this week, for all your friends who are like, Pokemon Go is dead, you can show them this information and be like,
tell them to go die.
Shut the fudge up, you piece of garbage. Guy Bones hello Rocket, has the first comment, and he says the king has returned, except it's Rafiki saying the king has returned. Rafiki? That's his name, right? The monkey from Lion King?
Oh, yeah. The baboon.
It's an animated GIF. I should point that out, because those GIFs are real hot on the internet right now. I think they're going to be the next big thing.
Wait, did he post that because Candy Crush is made by King?
No, he's saying Pokemon Go is the king, because Pokemon Go has returned
Is that
to
one
number
of those memes that the kids are throwing around?
It's really hot, spicy meme. Nintendo has hit 700.
Keep it away from your family. They don't like hot, spicy.
That's right. 727 million hardware units sold in total. So every piece of hardware that Nintendo, well, we have specific figures on a lot of them, but we don't have details on stuff like the Virtual Boy. But all the hardware Nintendo has sold in the game industry since they first started releasing gaming platforms, they are now at 727 million units of hardware sold. And for those wondering, the breakdown is basically 300 million in consoles and 427 million in portables. Hello, NWM. Nice to see you. The NES has sold 61 million, the Super Nintendo 49 million, the N64 32 million, the GameCube 21 million, the Wii 101 million, the Wii U 13 million, and the Switch 19 million. So the Switch has already surpassed the Wii U, obviously. And it is just about to surpass the GameCube, and then the next target is the N64 at 32 million, which I don't think it will have trouble getting to. Handheld sales. The Game Boy sold 118 million units. That includes the Game Boy Color. Game Boy Advance sold 81 million. DS sold 154 million. And the 3DS right now is at 72 million. So portable, well, consoles have been a mixed bag for Nintendo, but they certainly had their hits. Portables have done very well for the company. And now you know why they still put out dedicated handhelds. Guy Bones, again, has the first comment. And he says, couldn't even bother to list it. Poor Virtual Boy. Yeah, there were no stats on total units sold for Virtual Boy. Maybe that's hidden somewhere on Nintendo's investor briefing reports or their website or something like that. Hello, Cumulative. Hello, Shillelagh. Boy, oh boy. Everybody's jumping in today. Yeah, this was a really interesting article. So, Toshihiro Nagoshi works at Sega. He's worked there for a long time. He had an interview with Edge talking about some of the titles he's worked on. So, for recent gamers, Mr. Nagoshi is known for the Yakuza series. But he worked on a whole bunch of other things, including Super Monkey Ball. He was behind the creation of Super Monkey Ball. He was also involved with F-Zero GX on the GameCube. So he had an interview with Edge where he talked about a whole bunch of stuff. So for Super Monkey Ball, he talks about how they wanted to make a really cheap game. The CEO at the time of Sega was asked him why making games cost so much money. How great is that? The CEO of the company talks to a developer and he's like, hey, why are games so expensive? And Nagoshi said, his name is Nagoshi, right? Yeah. Nagoshi said to him, we can't do it any cheaper. But then he was like, you know, this CEO is a real jerk, asking me, like, why do games cost so much? And he's the CEO of Sega. He's like, I'm going to go out of my way to make a game with the smallest budget possible. And he was like, looking back now, there's no way you could do that. That's not a way to work or make a game. But that's what led to the creation of Super Monkey Ball. He said they knew the GameCube was coming and when it would be launched. They didn't think they had enough time to make a game ready for release date, but Super Monkey Ball happened. And Super Monkey Ball was a great launch title for the GameCube. It's a ton of fun, great multiplayer, a whole bunch of stuff. Hello,
it's
Chris.
really cheap.
And it's really cheap. So there you go. So they That's why there's been so many entries in the Super Monkey Ball franchise, because apparently they're dirt cheap to make, which is really not surprising. But hey, they're fun games. I stand by them. He talks about the creation of F-Zero GX. I'm going to read his comments directly. He says, compared to us in the big picture, we are similar. He's talking about Sega and Nintendo. But in the finer details, their decision-making and timing, things are different. And I learned a lot from them. In short, it's about objectivity. It's hard to describe, but when I'd say about some part of the game, it's okay like this, isn't it? Nintendo would say, our company does not allow this kind of thing ever. I didn't manage to change their minds about anything, not even once. But that's why Nintendo is such a solid brand, even after all these years. And that's why we lost the hardware war. He's talking about Sega losing the hardware war. I really like the Super Famicom game, and while we made a few proposals, Metroid, for instance, and others, I was most confident in making a driving game because of the experience in the genre, though I'd never make a sci-fi one. Even though we'd lost the war in the hardware market, I wanted Nintendo to see how great Sega was as a company. We made lots of characters and courses, and we did the best we could for the graphics using the technology of the time. Even though we tried really hard making games for Sega hardware, they never sold too well. But F-Zero sold over 1.5 million copies worldwide. We realized the only thing we needed to admit was that Sega did not have the ability to sell hardware. That as a developer, we did not need to be pessimistic at all. After it released, I got a call from Nintendo. They said they wanted to see all the source code for the game and wanted me to explain how we'd made the game in that time frame and with that budget in detail. They were wondering how we'd done it. They couldn't figure it out. We were able to achieve something a lot higher than what Nintendo had expected. So Sega's like, we make games differently. We wanted to show Nintendo that we can make some great games, and we did with F. Let us collaborate on that. And Nintendo knows how to sell hardware, which Sega obviously at first did and then had no idea what to do. So combining forces led to F-Zero GX, which was many people considered to be the best F-Zero game. I would be among that crowd. And then he talks about Yakuza, which has had a billion installments. Hello, Dre Gamer. But only 1 and 2 came to the Wii U, and that was only in Japan. But that could have been different because the series was originally pitched to Nintendo. Mr. Nagoshi says, I've never said this before, but while we released this game with Sony, I've done presentations about it to Microsoft and Nintendo. Back then, they said, no, we don't want it. Now they say, we want it. They didn't understand the reason why I created it. Well, it's certainly been a very popular franchise for him, so I find it very easy to believe that Nintendo's like, hey, that Yakuza stuff, how about you bring that game over here? But it sounds like he's got no plans on doing that, which we already talked about. And another top story, because he said the sales of the Wii U one were bad, and he doesn't think the audience is the same one. There's a big comment. Shillelagh says, his comments about F-Zero GX are very interesting. I love that game. I'm surprised it sold 1.5 million copies. Nintendo did absolutely nothing to promote it. Like a lot of their smaller, lesser games on the GameCube, they were sent out to die. There was no TV advertising whatsoever. Sega actually bested Nintendo at their own game. I was so surprised. That series needed to come back. That series needs to come back. Even just released GX in HD and with online play, I'd settle for that. That's how Nintendo care about the franchise. That's how little Nintendo cares about the franchise, and I'd be desperate to play it again. Well, there certainly were commercials for F-Zero GX, maybe not in your part of the world, but I saw them on TV here. I remember them vividly.
I don't remember seeing them.
Dre Gamer says he just got back from seeing Christopher Robin. Mom Brain, you saw Christopher Robin.
I did. I went with some of my teacher friends.
And you liked it a lot, right?
I did. It was. I don't know how a kid would feel about it, because I feel like
how do kids really feel about movies anyway? Even movies they like, they're not really paying attention to.
Yeah,
Them, right?
they're too long and boring.
Right? But I do think that as an adult,
they're all just waiting for the songs, right? Are there songs in this movie?
Not really.
Oh boy.
Tigger sings the Tigger song.
Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin.
Do you want me to do the whole thing? I can.
Meat back with a lot of bones. That's the song.
But I think as an adult, and I think you really do, like, I think even if we were a little older, we'd even understand better and had, like, children who were older. I know.
Oh, yeah.
But the message definitely is a nice message and a good reminder of, you know, what's important, what's really important.
Right.
Stuffed animals that are alive.
Yeah.
You know this very well.
I and maybe that's why
And binge eating pots of honey.
That's right. There was a part
Getting your ass stuck in a tree.
where Christopher having a large ass is something I can also relate to. Where Christopher Robin hugs Winnie the Pooh, and I had a little bit of a rough moment.
Why is he called Pooh?
Oh, I read the explanation, but it had something to do with a swan making a weird noise or something like that.
Listen to that swan. Pooh. Pooh.
Yeah, he was a weird guy, the author.
Real quickly here, we're going to talk about this. Dark Souls Remastered has officially gotten its Switch release date. It is coming out. This is formatted very weird. October 19th. So there you go. And you can get that amiibo with it if you want the, whatever it's called, Solitaire, Praise the Sun amiibo, that guy. You can get that too. So now we finally got a release date. Oh, no. Shillelagh's top-rated comment, or the first comment again. He says, I'll be curious to see how well this sells, releasing 5 months later than the other platforms and being the most inferior version. Fair play to them, though, for having a fair price. They remade this from head to toe, and it costs less than Nintendo's umpteen Wii U ports that, by and large, made no improvements. £10 cheaper than Nintendo's Wii U Switch ports. And then, obviously, what happens? An argument in the comments. Go to the comments if you want arguments, people.
Yes.
Got a Mountain Dew Ginder.
Ew.
There we go. So much gamer fuel caught in the old chest. Gone Home is coming to the Switch 5 years after it originally released. Gone Home is a multi-award-winning game, and it's coming to the Switch. Surprise! Next week. Oh, did I? Oh, Aloe Wolf. I said hello to you. Oh, you guys are doing your hello thing again. Go ahead, have fun. August 23rd. It's coming to the Switch August 23rd. So they were like, surprise! Here comes the game. Surprise! It's out next week. Let me describe the game to you, Mom Brain. June 7th, 1995. 1:15 a.m. What was I doing? 1995.
95.
I guess
we were in
June 7th.
Were we in?
We were getting ready for 8th grade graduation, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. Being real nervous about being up on stage in front of everybody singing some stupid song about graduating.
That's what friends are for. That was our graduation.
Oh, you know what I was doing? I remember what I was doing.
I slow danced with Beacom at the dance after our 8th
I was
graduation.
like, I remember that I started to get like a little mustache, and I was like, whoa, this is going to be so cool. And then I remember going to high school for the first day, and I had a full beard, and people were like, what the hell happened to you? June 7, 1995, 1:15 a.m.
Oh,
You arrive home after a year abroad. You expect your family to greet you, but the house is empty. Something's not right. Where is everyone? And what's happened here? Unravel the mystery for yourself in Gone Home, a story exploration game, an award-winning debut from the Fulbright Company. This is, for those who don't know, a walking simulator. Rachel says that was our graduation song.
What? That's
Well,
Friends Before.
yeah.
That was ours too.
Why did they make us
Dionne
sing
Warwick.
that? That song makes me think like, well, you're going to high school, all your friends are going to disappear.
No,
Still friends.
I'm
still friends with my.
I had
Oh, we graduated in '96.
my first updo.
Oh, we did, yeah. So I was in 7th grade. I don't know what I was doing. Hiding in the bathroom and not going to tech. That's what I was doing. That's really what I was doing.
And a dress that had like a little bit of a plunging neckline that I thought was like so hot. Also, there's a picture of it somewhere. And patent leather high heels from 9 West that I mean, my mom brought me to the outlets.
The pinnacle of fashion.
And I think the dress
your mom's coming to visit this week. Maybe you two could go out and recreate that outfit. Get a little glamour shot done at the mall.
I'm surprised it's not here.
Is that glamour place still at the mall?
Yeah, they reopened it in the same place.
How? How is it open? Who goes to glamour shots at the mall?
Which mall was this?
Bridgewater.
Okay.
It's crazy. We should go get one, actually. We should totally
For your
do it.
birthday.
I want you and your
Tasteful
mom to remake that picture. You know the picture. The like bedazzled
Where
America
did you put
hat.
that? I gave you that framed.
Yeah, it's in my office.
One of the one of the last remaining copies of that. Now my dad has even better
You burned
ones.
all the others?
My dad in his office up until like my dad retired a couple years ago, people thought he had like a 10-year-old daughter because that was like the only picture he had in his office. And it was my mom and I had our hair like way huge 80s done and satin wraps.
Colonel, here's your podcast picture.
Strapless satin. I think we had like tube tops on. I was mortified and just wrapped us in like satin and we're like.
He kept that in his office because like that's how he wanted you guys to be dressed when he came home, like run to the door. Oh, no. How do you describe the hat? One of those stupid hats with like
a baseball cap that was sequins, completely covered in sequins.
Yeah, but it had like the bigger brim, you know, like all the ones like women in pageants used to wear, where to like get out and do their routine and like.
Yeah, it's like theatrical, like for like a tap dancer or something.
Like that?
It was a baseball cap, and please don't leave out the fact that I was wearing a bedazzled vest, stars and stripes. I think it was.
Yeah.
And my mom.
It's a beaut.
Behind me with her like 9-foot long square tip red nails, fake acrylic nails.
It's beautiful.
It was the pinnacle
of fashion,
of late 80s, early 90s fashion.
I would say, and right now fashion.
It's timeless. It's a timeless look.
Gone Home is also getting a physical release on Switch. So if you don't want the digital, you can go physical. And that is coming from I Am 8-Bit, but there's no release date on that yet, so you'll have to wait. And then finally, I Am 8-Bit is also releasing a vinyl version of the game soundtrack. So if you want physical, you're going to have to wait. If you want digital, you can get it this coming week. If you want the soundtrack, you can get it on a record. And I'm sure a digital download as well. Sabrak. As the first rated comment, and as the first comment, and he goes, "Who even asks for this?" Oh boy, look at these comments. N64yak says, "Just because you can port something to Switch doesn't mean you should." The Last Blade says, "No, go away. I'd rather play Sonic Boom than this pandering piece of shovel."
Oh man, are people still hating on this game 5 years later?
Walking simulators, man. People hate them.
Man.
We're going to be talking about something related to that later on in the show. Jake finally has a positive comment. Says, while the negativity, sure, this game isn't for everyone, but if you're into the mystery genre and you like exploration, then I recommend checking this game out. It's kind of short, but if you take your time and immerse yourself, you'll have a good experience. Full Metal Ninja says, this game sucks so much, don't buy it. What a perfect comment to follow up with. Toad64 says, I played this a few years ago on Steam. Now, Toad64, I haven't read the comment, but I'm going to imagine it's level-headed because I've always seen him to be nice.
He's a level-headed guy.
I played this a few years ago on Steam and really enjoyed it. I probably wouldn't mind going back through it again on the Switch. If you're in the mood for an atmospheric experience with a very personal story, definitely a game to try. Well, Toad64, you proved me right. I just love when like games.
I'm the best.
I love when games come out for any system and people are not so annoyed with the game just existing on that system that they feel the need to like, don't put this on. Why are you putting that on Switch? No, you don't have to buy it. Nobody wants it. And it's not even like this is a shovelware game. Like, I think games like Ninja can be on a platform. Yes, I would say most people would think it's not a good game. And yes, maybe it doesn't paint the system in the best light. If you have like 20 million budget titles out there that are all like Ninja Breadman, I get it, but I still think it has a right to exist. Now, Gone Home, which is a genre that I know some people aren't into, the walking simulators, but Gone Home is an award-winning game and is very highly praised for people that enjoy that genre. It's not like Gone Home is a terrible example of a walking simulator. It's a...
Well, maybe they're afraid that if Gone Home is ported to the Switch, then suddenly there's going to be like a flood of walking simulators.
Well, they're screwed because Firewatch is coming to the Switch, which is definitely a walking simulator. Another fantastic game, in my opinion. I really loved that experience.
Still have to finish it.
Oh, that's right. You played it here.
Well, it was at your apartment.
Yeah. Well, your save's still on there, so I'm sure you remember where you are.
Not really.
In the forest.
Yeah.
Walmart is getting an exclusive Switch bundle. This is a Mario Tennis Aces and 1-2 Switch bundle. So you get the Switch itself, 1-2 Switch the game, and Mario Tennis Aces the game. It's available on September 5th, and it costs $360. So basically, you're getting each game for $30 included in there. They are the digital versions of the game. The guy that I was talking about earlier, Glasses, who makes the awesome music. I told him I'd give his channel a plug on the podcast. And he's like, oh, I'll have to listen. I'm sure he's regretting it now. Trashkin says, this is a start, but they really need a $300 bundle by the fall. The PS4 and Xbox One are going to be dirt cheap this holiday. The value is going to be hard to ignore. Well, you know, there's two ways of looking at that. We're certainly nearing saturation point with the PS4 and the Xbox One. I mean, Xbox One has been struggling for a long time, but PS4 is still doing fantastically well. Yes, it's over 80 million units sold, whatever it is. But, you know, we're getting towards the saturation point. So I don't know how many more million. Hello, Kim. I don't know how many more millions of people are going to buy it. Certainly millions more are going to be sold. But the Switch is new, has new games and re-releases of games that people want to play on the go. It's certainly an enticing platform. And if you haven't purchased the PS4 by now or an Xbox One, between all the deals that have been available, I don't know what would finally push. It would have to be
saved up enough money.
A dirt cheap bundle. That's very true. But you would think over the past however many years, it's been, 6 years, that if you were going to get a PS4, you would have gotten it by now. So we're getting towards the end of the system's lifespan, without a doubt. And again, I still think it's going to sell millions. But I don't think the Switch needs a price drop. The Switch is doing really well. I think it's in a good position right now. A couple more years down the road, then yes, because we'll be getting to, I would imagine, the successor to the PS4 and the Xbox One. So those systems will certainly be dirt cheap, and the Switch won't be as new. So that'll be an interesting discussion I have. Hello, Big D50. If you are still playing the 3DS, which some people are and most are not, because I don't know why. I talked about this in a video.
Because the Switch...
That's a whole other story.
I mean...
Yep, that's it. If you are still playing a 3DS, you will be happy to know that the new Etrian Odyssey game is getting localized. So it's Etrian, what was it? It was called Etrian Odyssey X in Japan. But here in the States, it will be called Etrian Odyssey Nexus. And I want to point out that this is the final installment for the franchise on 3DS. Okay. Atlas is already teasing a new Etrian Odyssey, but they haven't said what platform. Probably the Switch. But this is the last installment for the 3DS. So the series has had a very long run on portables, the DS to the 3DS. And this is the final installment. So it is getting localized. It will be $40. And
$40.
Let's say when it comes out. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't say, does it? I don't know. This press release doesn't say when it's coming out, but this year, obviously. You can go pre-order it now if you want. So I am happy to see that, even though I don't play this franchise, I'm happy to see that Atlas is still going to bring out the last installment here. I think that's a lovely thing for them to do for fans of the franchise. Also, if you're a fan of Yuzo Koshiro's music, oh man, I haven't played a single Etrian Odyssey game. I've listened to every Etrian Odyssey soundtrack because his music is phenomenal. I think Yuzo Koshiro is the best composer in the game industry, hands down. Right. Hands down. He's still making music now that is varied and sophisticated and memorable and engaging and beautiful. And his battle themes for the Etrian Odyssey franchise are so good. They make me want to fight people, Mom. He's really
in a dungeon.
We've been sharing some of the soundtrack samples for Etrian Odyssey X, so you can go and listen to some of those on the site if you haven't already. Dear Lord, is his music good. For those who don't know, Yuzo Koshiro has been making game music for a very long time, but he's probably most well known for the Streets of Rage franchise. He did the music for ActRaiser as well. He did the music for Super Adventure Island on the Super Nintendo, which I went a very long time without knowing, but I always liked that soundtrack, and I was like, well, now I know why. This makes sense. Steel Diver says, I'm here. Thanks for the email, Monbreen.
You got it.
You email him to tell him that his music's going to be played? You did, didn't you?
Maybe I won't go into the details about it
Okay.
publicly. Why I
We're going to
sent an
skip
email.
that. We're going to go. Okay. Here's something very interesting. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has obviously been out for a long time for the Switch. Day one, it came out for the Switch. But over in Japan, we already know the game is the best-selling Zelda game ever in Japan. It is also the best-selling Zelda game ever in the history of Nintendo worldwide. But here's the really crazy thing. So the Switch came out when? I don't know. What was it? March? 8?
Yeah, that sounds right.
March. Sure. And here we are a bazillion months later, roughly. And for the last 6 weeks in Japan, sales for Breath of the Wild are going up. Up! The game's been out.
Link are the hero.
The game's been out forever, and sales are going up. So, 7 weeks ago, the game sold 6,100 units for that week. But every week after that, it increased. And as of this week, it sold 8,300 units. Now, that bump this week might be because it's a holiday in Japan. But all the previous weeks were not holidays, and the game still went up compared to the week before. So the game sales are, it's crazy. And it's still in the top 20 software every single week. Crazy, man. Crazy. This was the Zelda game that really took the franchise to the next level. So seeing what happens with the pressure's on for Nintendo with the next installment. The next installment's going to sell well no matter what, but the pressure is on to make it something that old fans and new fans can enjoy alike. Moro has a top comment, and he says, Evergreen doesn't even begin to describe it. That is true. Nintendo likes their evergreen titles, and Breath of the Wild is certainly one of those.
That's why Link wears green.
That's it. You got it.
I guess
Link is evergreen.
I guess he doesn't in Breath of the Wild.
He can.
He can, sure.
You can dye your clothes to be green. You can also get that Tingle outfit, which is green.
I forgot about the Tingle outfit.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
North America this week's digital downloads. In North America, we got something that we played here on PlayStation VR. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, the bomb game, where you defuse the bomb.
That's a lot of fun.
That is a lot of fun. And now it's on the Switch, which makes perfect sense because you can hold the Switch and you can be the bomb person and, go somewhere else or sit across the room.
I might prefer it.
Yes.
The VR experience is cool because
VR is very cool.
It's immersive in a way that because it's a bomb and it's like your anxiety might be a little higher.
Don't relax.
VR.
We're not done yet.
But I think on Switch, I think I might have even said that it would be cool on Switch.
Playing on Switch is also great for those who want to play the game that aren't, because the game is great for gamers and non-gamers alike because non-gamers can read the directions and help the person defuse the bomb.
Wife isn't like a big gamer and she was playing with us.
But if you're playing in PlayStation VR or any VR version for that matter, if you have somebody who's not familiar with games, they don't know what the controller looks like in their hand. So telling them like hit the X button or hit this, the twist is different. But with the Switch, you are looking at the actual unit and can see the button. So I think that's just an added element. PSVR version and Switch version, I think, are both fantastic ideas. So if you haven't played that game and you have a lot of friends that are, don't play games or do play games, this is a great party game without a doubt. You can have a lot of fun with it. The Walking Dead.
When does it come out? Or is it? Because I feel like I want my mom to play.
Oh my God! Yes. Well, it's this is this week's download, so it's got to be within the next. I think it's out right now, to tell you the truth.
I think we should get
because it doesn't specify a date, so it's got to be out now. The Walking Dead: The Final Season, Episode 1 is available right now. That's the Telltale series, obviously. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Also new this week on the Switch: Metal Slug 4, All-Star Fruit Racing comes out the 21st. Animated Jigsaw's beautiful Japanese scenery has a demo. Arcade Archives Kids Hore Hore Daisakusen. Daisakusen. Castle Storm is on the Switch. Detective Gaio is on the Switch. Flip Over Frog, Funbox Party, Johnny Turbo's Arcade Nitro Ball, Manual Samuel, Monopoly demo version. Who the hell doesn't know what Monopoly is? Monopoly. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate has a demo. More Fight has a demo. Next Up Hero is available. Out of the Box is available on August 22nd. Persian Knights, Sands of Wonders. I got no idea what that is. Polygon is on the Switch.
Right?
Red's Kingdom is on the Switch. Roboto is on the Switch. Spectrum is on the Switch August 20th. Tiny Hands Adventure is on the Switch. That's about a little dinosaur with tiny hands. Treadnoughts is on the Switch as well. So nothing for Wii U. Nothing for 3DS. It's all Switch this week, baby. Let's see how you guys feel about it. I'm going to guess it's Shillelagh. No, it's Steel Diver. Steel Diver says, keep talking and nobody explodes. Sounds like a great game to play with friends at an airport. I don't know about that last part. Everything up to that was correct. Europe, what did our friends in Europe get? What they got? They got this. 2064 Read-Only Memories Integral is on the Switch, which I will be talking about later today. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Demo, Flip Over Frog, Cosmic Star Heroine, that's an RPG, Funbox Party, State of Mind is on the Switch. The domestic drama evolves into a thriller about a worldwide conspiracy which at its core aims to determine the fate of humanity. Could a perfect digital utopia be the answer? I don't know. Vegas Party is on the Switch. Real Bout Fatal Fury 2. Can you get this jerk away, please?
No.
Castle Storm is on the Switch. Extreme Poker. Manuel Samuel. Next Up Hero. Okay.
That's all I have to do.
There you go. See, there's so much more on the table over there, dude. That's where you should go. Red's Kingdom is on the Switch. Roboto. Detective Gaio. Persian Knights. Polygon. Tiny Hands Adventures, Treadnoughts, Earthlock got a demo, More Fight got a demo, DLC for some jazz, special offers on a whole bunch of jazz. 3DS eShop's got a whole bunch of deals going on. Where are the themes, though? Why are there no themes? Wii U eShop has deals.
Where's Hello Kitty?
There's no themes. I'm sorry, Mom Brain. Oh, who sent that Hello Kitty email? I'm going to go in my email to look that up because whoever sent it deserves it. Shillelagh says, no major new release this week or truly outstanding game. I bought Castle Storm on Wii U a number of years ago. It might interest some people on Switch. It's a very good game. Okay.
That's my favorite bean. It's black with just a little bit of pink.
No. Okay. So someone, which I talked to Mom Brain about already, but someone was nice enough. They're obviously a podcast listener. Here we go. It's, oh my God, it was Guy Bones. That's terrible. I should remember that. He sent me an email showing off Converse's announcement that they're doing a Hello Kitty line of shoes. And I like that he sent it to me. He just forwarded it to me without any explanation because he knew I knew why he was sending it to me. And I said, thank you very much, but I actually already showed it to Mom Brain.
And my birthday already happened.
I have to make sure she's on top of the Hello Kitty news. New Super Mario Brothers U and New Super Luigi U might be coming to the Switch. There might be a Switch port, and apparently it's going to be called New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, just like there was Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on the Game Boy Color a bazillion years ago. So this would include both games. There might be some new content in there as well. The rumor is that it's coming out this year. And I will tell you that I heard this information from a very trusted source on the last day of E3.
Kirby?
No. Although I do trust them.
I wouldn't have known that.
It was during E3. And I've heard and seen enough evidence to believe that this is the real deal. So I'll just put that out there. Top-rated comment from Gurjit. And Gurjit says, you know, a new Super Mario All-Stars would be a better solution, in my humble opinion. I agree with that. I would like that. But I'm totally fine with this port. And I talked about this in a video this week because, A, the game is the third best-selling game on Wii U, but Wii U had a very small audience. B, the new Super Mario Brothers series brings in tons of fans who don't play the other Mario games. They just play 2D Mario games, so they're going to this will certainly make them sit up and take notice, A, because they didn't play it on Wii U, and B, because they only follow the 2D games. C, putting this out during the holiday season would make a lot of sense because you got the 4-player multiplayer. You've got 2 Joy-Cons right off the bat for 2-player. I think porting this makes a lot of sense. So we'll see if this rumor ends up being true. This week, confirmed after a lot of speculation and rumor, Blizzard is bringing Diablo 3 to the Switch. It is the Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. So it has... basically, it has every bit of content that has been released for Diablo 3 up to this point. Plus, it includes some exclusive content you will only find on the Switch, like a Ganon costume and stuff like that. It's coming out this year.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
Well, now you know, Link. It's going to be $60, but it allows for 4-player local multiplayer on one system. It allows for 4-player local multiplayer on 4 different Switch units. And it has online co-op if you want to play that way. So it's got everything. And this led to people talking about what else Blizzard is going to do with the Switch, because Nintendo and Blizzard treated this as a very major announcement. Nintendo put out a special video on their YouTube channel with Reggie, and they do a whole little skit. So they're treating it as a very big deal. This marks the end of the Blizzard drought on Nintendo systems. Believe it or not, it has been 18 years since Blizzard launched a game for a Nintendo system. And the last one was, what was it, StarCraft on the 64?
Oh, wow.
So that goes to show how long it's been. So then coming back to the system, they want to make it very clear, although they haven't given official details, they want to make it clear that they are returning to Nintendo systems, and they are not returning for a one-off. They're not just doing this and that's it. They're investigating other things for the system. So if you're wondering, yes, Blizzard says that a port of Overwatch to the Switch is feasible. They didn't confirm that it's happening, but Blizzard's senior producer Pete Stillwell said, anything is within the realm of possibility. Our team was given a task to work on Diablo 3. If the Overwatch developer Team 4 picks up that endeavor, that's on them. As of right now, Diablo is our only focus on Switch. But yes, it is feasible. So all your hopes of Overwatch coming to the Switch could actually come true. And like I said, Blizzard's not just... This is the beginning of a new relationship between these two companies. So they're going to work together again. Nintendo and Blizzard are going to work together again on something. But you don't just do this one-off deal and that's that. So I imagine more is coming, whether it's something new or a port of something else, I don't know. And if you're wondering, they're saying StarCraft 2 on the Switch really doesn't make a lot of sense. Because they said back when I did the StarCraft game on 64, you had to change quite a bit to make it work properly. StarCraft 2 is next level, and it requires next level requirements from how much dexterity you need for a mouse and a keyboard when you play the game. So porting it would be very difficult. So not surprising, really. But good news for Blizzard all around when it comes to Nintendo fans. Hello, Mime Without a Cause. Good to see you. First comment comes from Steel Diver, and he said, I'd rather have a port of Crunchyroll than overeating. Overeating. I don't. Maybe that's a joke that I don't.
Is that what they're calling Overwatch?
I don't know,
Overeating?
man. I don't know anything. I put on Overwatch. Disney had an Overwatch tournament on last night, and I put it on for like 5 minutes. I never had the chance to play Overwatch, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it's a really popular esport, so I'm out of the loop on that one. I'm sorry. But I want Crunchyroll on the Switch. Didn't they say Crunchyroll's coming to the Switch?
I thought I remembered you talking about it at some point.
It's coming. Love them animes. King K. Rool's inclusion in Smash Bros. Ultimate may be due to the Smash Bros. Fighter ballot. I'm going to point out why we're talking about this. The Fighter ballot came out. Then there was a lot of controversy because it seemed like the Fighter ballot was Nintendo's way of like placating fans. And they really already knew what characters they were going to put in Smash Bros. As far as DLC went for Smash Bros. On the Wii U. So any of the voting didn't really matter because Nintendo was already working on that stuff. So like with Bayonetta, they were like, Bayonetta was very popular in the voting in Europe. So here's Bayonetta and Smash Wii U. But that wasn't really the case. But their ballot said that they might use some of that data in the future. So this is the future. And apparently Nintendo was
We're in the future.
Yes, Nintendo was very surprised to see that King K. Rool was so heavily requested for Smash Brothers Ultimate, or for Smash Brothers in general, because they didn't think people cared about the character anymore. They didn't think people even knew who he was. But apparently he got a lot of votes on the fighter ballot, so that spurred on Nintendo to say, all right, let's put him in Smash Brothers Ultimate. I also heard, which I can't vouch for, but I also heard that King K. Rool was considered for a return in Tropical Freeze, but they decided not to do that. And Sakurai was like, I'm calling dibs for King K. Rool and Smash Brothers. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Oh dear Lord. What's this about? This is a reply to somebody else's comment, so now I gotta go in here and see this. What the hell? Boy, there's a lot of people talking about this. Master...
Gee, it sure is boring around
Shut
here.
up, Blake. Oh my God, this is like, there's so many comments here.
Is it an argument?
Well,
It's the internet.
I can't. Master of my, who is he talking about? All right, this is in reply to Mock Turtle's comment. Okay, Mock Turtle says, "Oh joy, more fuel for conspiracy theories about how Bayonetta didn't earn her spot in Smash Brothers." Master of Monster replies to that by saying, "She earned her spot the second she was fabulous, and I'm pretty sure she was always fabulous." Very happy if this brings King K. Rool back in the spotlight, though. Yes, I agree. He's going to be back in the spotlight now without a doubt. So perhaps when there is another Donkey Kong game, because there's always going to be another Donkey Kong game, we could see King K. Rool return to that game rather than just be a character in Smash Brothers. That would be excellent. I'm totally for that. And I want Wart back, damn it. Where's Wart? He's chasing a bug. It's going to be a giant spider. Or he's going nuts at... Something's going down. No. Don't. Just stay. Let him go. We have rumored, unconfirmed NPD numbers for July. This won't ruin our fun next week, so don't worry.
I was worried.
Apparently, hardware overall in the United States, Switch will be #1, baby, #1. And not only that, it might have had the best July sales figures for any console. Switch supposedly sold 263,000 units for July, with PS4 coming in at 187,000 units, Xbox One at 152,000 units, 3DS at 84,000 units, and then other, which would be NES and Super NES, I guess is how I'm supposed to... Oh, no, what am I supposed to say? What they say? Super NES is what I'm supposed to say.
Oh, that's
NES
right.
and Super NES combined, making 344,000 units. So Switch will be #1 overall in hardware. That's 18% higher than Switch's last July. And the #1 game, which I am going to spoil for you, I won't get into the other ones. #1 overall in software will be Octopath Traveler. We know it sold very well, so much so that it surprised Square Enix with how well it did, and it already moved over 1 million units. We know that as well. So it being #1 makes a lot of sense. T-Dude73 says, if that rumor is true, Nintendo and Square Enix deserve a standing ovation. Octopath Traveler is truly a certified masterpiece. Well, there you go. That will certainly be good news for Square Enix because they'll be interested in continuing their relationship with Nintendo. Remember when Remember when Square Enix and Nintendo didn't work with each other anymore? I remember that.
I do too.
Their last game for a very long time was Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo, and then the whole Final Fantasy thing happened where they moved 7 from the N64 to the PlayStation, and that started a whole new era, and Nintendo was very mad about it, and blah, 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 blah.
Things were said, feelings were hurt.
We didn't see another Square Enix game on the Nintendo system until Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which is a game I love. There's a rumor of a 4th Nintendo Labo kit coming out this year, which really isn't a surprise, because if you watch the original Nintendo Labo trailer, there's some toy cons in there that we haven't gotten in any kit, like the camera and the gun. So the rumor is that that kit is going to come out this year. It will include the camera, the gun, and some other stuff. Like I said, it's just a rumor, but it's really not a hard rumor to believe because there's more Nintendo Labo stuff waiting to be released. So the vehicle kit comes out in September, and then after that, who knows? Steve Nintendo has a top-rated comment. He says, I look forward to seeing what they come up with. I think Labo is really creative. And the 3rd kit seems even better than the first 2. So it'll be interesting to see what's next. I also look forward to my children being old enough that we can play with these together. It's great that Nintendo caters to such a wide audience with products like these. Well, what a thought-provoking, kind, and nice comment on the internet. That's surprising.
It is.
I'll discuss this last top story in a minute. Oh, Lord. Lots of stuff to talk about. All right. Kirby.
I didn't play anything.
Excellent.
Sorry.
Mom
Me
Brain.
either.
Oh, great.
What did you play?
Oh my God, you asked me right away. Thanks, Mom Brain. Now I can talk about this. On August 30th, The Messenger is releasing on Switch. The Messenger is a new game, very heavily inspired by Ninja Gaiden, but with some new twists. I was going to say tweaks and twists. So, if you would like to see some of that game, on our YouTube channel, which is where you might be watching the podcast right now, we have 20 minutes of gameplay footage that you're not going to find anywhere else because we got an early copy of the game, and I played through the second level from start to finish, and it has my commentary as well.
Wow.
And hello, Kimmy New. I see you over there. Autumnal Blake left a very nice comment on that video.
I believe I have some music from Autumnal
And
Blake.
he said it was a nice video
today.
to, I think he said, end his day with. I think he was going to bed.
Okay.
He was talking about how he was listening to it, and it was a nice video. So thank you very much. Malik Halo watched the video because he wrote the comment that I started my video with. I started a YouTube video and go, hey guys, it's your boy Rummy, and I started laughing because I couldn't do it. So yes, if you want to see 20 minutes of uncut gameplay footage from The Messenger, the second level, with me talking as I play. And I'm not, I don't even want to get into it. I'm a normal person when I play. I'm not like, it's the whole thing.
You know, like
insincerity on YouTube. I don't get why it's so popular. I don't get it. Like, I don't get why people being like, like all that stuff. I don't get, is this an old person thing?
I think it might be.
Like, everybody's got to be like a character and like
you'll be old tomorrow.
having crazy reactions to all kinds of stuff. And I just don't get, if you like that, that is completely fine. And I'm very happy for you. I am telling you that that's not what I am when I play. I give you my genuine feelings and reactions, and I act as I would any other time. You're getting what it's like when I play a game. So if you want to see footage of the game, you can check that out. If you want to hear me talk about the game, you can check that out. I'll tell you about the game right now because I'm allowed to preview it. So far, I would say it's very solid. It's very well made. It is a lot of fun to play. I just haven't been extremely wowed yet. I've been thoroughly entertained. Entertained. I find the game very enjoyable, but it hasn't jumped up to that next wow level yet. Like Shovel Knight wowed me because I was like, look at this. They're really doing incredible. They're really doing some cool stuff here, some new things. Celeste wowed me, without a doubt.
The
Celeste wowed me.
Got you, and then
right now I feel The Messenger is a very fun,
Shantae.
very enjoyable game. Wow, incredible. I do feel it's so far it is a great game. It's very fun and enjoyable. It's and there's some new wrinkles in there for gameplay, but I haven't been floored. I haven't been wowed yet, but I'm in the second level, so I expect, like, I know there's whole new mechanics coming that I haven't even gotten a chance to experience yet. So, but I just want to very clearly say I do think this game is very enjoyable. I am having a lot of fun with it. It's a great game so far. I just am waiting for the next something.
Wow, great game.
Wow.
Incredible.
So I played that. I've been playing, Toon Blast on my phone. You want to say something about that, Mom Brain?
Nope.
Mom Brain apparently hears the losing song a lot because I don't finish levels successfully all the time. But she's not around to know the winning tone or the winning jingle, which is upsetting to me. I'm on level 212, okay? When I'm uploading a video to YouTube or when I'm doing or rendering a video, all that takes time and my computer's not fast enough to do other stuff. So I got to let that go. So I play some Toon Blast on my phone. Or after I'm done with a round of work, I just want to, I don't usually play games until nighttime because that's when I have a large chunk of time. So during the day when I do get a break, I'll eat something and then play a little Toon Blast just to relax with. It's just nice. So I'm playing Toon Blast. I like it. It's fun. It's free.
It's free.
The game is free.
It's a free game.
It's a free mobile game. So I'm playing that. And also, I am playing something that I really want to talk about. It is not new, but it is new to Switch. I am playing 2064 read-only memories. What's it called? Integral. Let me make sure I got it right. I like how I want to talk about how good a game is. I can't remember the name. 264 read-only memories. Yeah, Integral. It's on the Switch, so it's got bonus content on the Switch. So here's what it is. It is. It's not a walking simulator, but it is a narrative-driven game. It's a story-based game. It has point-and-click elements, so you highlight, a plant or a person or a sign, and you have options of like touch it or look at it or
Bop it.
Think about it, talk to it, stuff like that. And you pick up things that you take with you, and you interact with them, like use these headphones on this TV or something like that. But it is very, 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 very heavily focused on narrative. It is a story game. So if you're looking for like an action-packed experience, as far as gameplay input goes, you're not going to get that. The story does have a lot of action beats to it. I didn't start the Patreon yet. No, I will. I just did a poll about it on Twitter this week, and I was talking to Andre over at Game Explain about it. I promise. Ask him. I really was talking about it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about that in a second, too. Yeah, so as long as you're cool with story being the focus, like you're talking to a whole bunch of characters and stuff like that. And the game is about a mystery. It's not a spoiler. The game starts off with this little robot who comes to see you, and he's like my, whatever you want to call it, owner. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it's Nikki Hill. I'm going to take it. Nikki Hill, I'm doing the podcast right now.
You're on speakerphone.
You're on speakerphone.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah, it's
Oh my
Saturday.
gosh.
Yeah.
I can't believe they forgot it was Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday.
Go Nintendo podcast. Webisode, you know what?
I'm gonna have to let you go because we're running late.
Well, I'm going to have to tell you something, and I'm glad it's for the whole world to hear. There's something called marshmallow Fruity Pebbles. So it's got marshmallows from Lucky Charms and Fruity Pebbles, and it's amazing. Go out today and get yourself a box.
This podcast is sponsored by Marshmallow Fruity Pebbles.
And if you haven't heard of it, like, go out and get it. Like, stop the podcast. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, I'm glad we got that breaking news for this show. What? He's on vacation or something?
I guess so.
That's why he doesn't know what day it is.
It's the stranger's birthday today.
Oh my God, it is! I gotta say happy birthday. I forgot.
I already wished her happy birthday.
Yeah, I already winked your. So yeah, that's what the game is like. This robot comes to your house, and he's like, "My master is missing," and I have searched through his friends and their profiles and all this stuff to see which one is statistically most likely to be able to help me find him. And it's you. So the two of you work together to solve this mystery of where this guy go. And it is such an enjoyable game. It's so well written. The dialogue is fantastic. Characters say things that fit with their character perfectly. I never hear anything that takes me out of the moment. It's all very, very well done, which is important because it's a story-focused game. So the story has to be good. Characters written well. The story's really enjoyable. It takes a lot of twists and turns that I didn't see coming. If you're a fan of, that's what I should have said from the beginning. If you played Snatcher, this is how this game plays. It's like Snatcher, the Hideo Kojima game. And it's very, that type of sci-fi, like, Snatcher was obviously very inspired by Blade Runner. This game has that vibe too. It takes place in the future, not too distant future because it's 2064. That's not really that far off. And it's in a time when robots, which are called ROMs, are like all over the place, and they have like a AI that makes them a lot easier to talk to, and they're able to have conversations and stuff like that. I'm not going to say any more details than that, but the game covers a lot of heavy topics that apply to the world today too. So if you don't like, there's like, it relates to like politics in today's world and how people are treated and pronouns that people want, and gender fluidity and identity, and LGBTQ stuff, and there's a lot of like very heavy topics in there. So if that stuff turns you off in a game, those kind of topics, I would steer clear, because the whole story is focused in on that, and the characters play into it and everything. But if you're cool with those heavy topics, regardless of what side of them you're on, very interesting. It's been such a fantastic game to play through. I've put in probably close to 8 hours, if not a little over 8 hours, and I'm right at the end. I know I am at the end with the way the story's going. I don't know how long the end is going to take, but I'm there, and I'm very excited to see how things wrap up. There's still a couple elements that I don't know. Omar, the music is fantastic. The soundtrack is so phenomenal. The soundtrack has a lot of those like all right, let me see. The soundtrack is like it's like Snatcher, it's like Blade Runner, it's like
Is that your foot?
yes. It's like synth, funk, jazz, like Genesis style FM stuff. The characters have specific themes that go with them, and locations have specific themes that go with them, and sometimes music shifts depending on what the conversation is. It's really, really, really good. Oh my God, it's good. Omar, it's out right now on the Switch. It was supposed to come out like, I want to say like 8 months ago or something like that. But Midboss, the publisher, had some issues with one of the, I want to say it was like the CEO or the president of the company, and they had to shift things around, and he's out of the company and somebody else is in there now. And the release of the game got caught up in all that mess, but it is finally out now. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's out. I just read about it for Europe, so it's definitely out. And at least if it's not on the North American eShop, which I think it is, you can get it in the European one. Can't recommend it enough. I've enjoyed the whole experience. I just have to, again, stress, it is story-focused, and the topics it discusses, even if the topics aren't like, how do I say this? Some of the topics are obviously related to things going on in the world today, but they use other methods to discuss them because it's futuristic. But as long as you're cool with those topics, and the game obviously has very strong opinions on them, but has characters that present both sides. So as long as you're cool with that kind of stuff, it's a very enjoyable game. Omar says, I'm getting it and I'm playing it while I eat Fruity Pebble marshmallows. Yeah, I can't say enough great things about it. I love games like that. It is great. I've been really into it. And again, about the soundtrack, it's so good that I've been playing it with headphones the whole time. Oh, yes. Yeah, even if you're not going to play the game because you don't like the topics it discusses, go on YouTube and listen to the soundtrack because it's phenomenal. Yeah, I should talk about that. I was looking for a solution for playing in handheld mode because when I play in handheld mode, I want to be lazy, and I hate like sitting in a chair and looking down for a while because it like hurts my neck after a while, or like sitting on a couch. I hate like propping my arms up. So Amazon this week had a special deal on like a adjustable arm grip that holds your iPhone or your tablet or your Switch. They show it with a Switch. So you clip in the Switch, and then you can adjust the grip somewhere else to clip it onto something, and you can swivel the arm or the face of it and bend the arm. So I had an amazing setup going where I had it connected to our little footstool, and I had it up around in front of my face, and I disconnected the two Joy-Con. And I was literally just laying down, relaxing on the couch with it above my face, playing like that. Oh my God, it's so good. So I played it like, that's how I've been playing it for most of my time, actually. I don't know if that grip is still on sale, but it was like $15 on Amazon. It's, what was it called? It had a funny name. I don't remember. But it's good for if you're looking for a really lazy way to play, which I was. Hello, Lanquin. So yeah, I can't recommend that game enough as long as you're cool with that kind of game and those kind of topics. Like I said, regardless of what side you're on. All right, well, that took way too long. Yeah, now. Yeah. So we don't have time for questions. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. I promise we will get to them. GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
That's a good question.
Got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it?
Oh. Turn this down a little bit. Your new Bluetooth speaker's so loud.
It's hurting my ears.
Ow, my freaking ears!
So, this first song, oh no, I forget who it comes from.
Oh boy.
Oh, my faux pas. How can you forget? Don't you write it down?
I usually do, but this is like a. Hold on, let me just make sure.
It's fine. Take your time. We are.
It
late.
is. Okay, so it's from Blake.
Autumnal Blake?
And it's a mashup
Uh-oh.
of 3 songs, 3 games.
What am I supposed to do? Oh my god. What are you doing?
I turned the volume down on my.
Does this have its own volume thing? You gotta keep going.
No, I don't think it does.
Keep turning down. Play and turn down. Keep going down.
That's it.
Well, how'd you make it lower there?
I had to turn the volume down on the music player on my computer.
Okay, can you turn it up now? This thing's great.
It's from Five Below. What
Nothing
do you
but
want?
quality from Five Below.
All right, it's Splatoon. I know that, but we gotta fix this speaker. Holy crap. Okay.
You want to just plug in
I'll
the
take
other
that.
speaker? There's a flash.
Yep, there's Splatoon.
Phoenix, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to focus in on that third one. I mean, I hear it, but I don't know what it's from. Do I know what it's from?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So it was Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, Splatoon, and Mario Kart 8.
Oh, it was Mario Kart. Damn it. You know what song it was for Mario Kart?
No.
I got 2 of them. So does that count as 2 points?
Out of 10. Yeah, because it's only 1 song. So.
Okay.
This one comes from Glitter Bubble.
Hi, Calta.
Glitter Bubble 3.
Is this on the NES?
Yes.
I got no idea what this is.
Me neither.
How about One Day? James Bond Jr.
No.
Yo Noid.
No.
Okay, I really don't know.
Mappy Land.
Oh, I know the name, but I wouldn't know the song.
That was from Glitter Bubble 3. This one comes from Mikey3319.
I don't even know what system.
Handheld.
GBA?
Yeah.
Does this sound, is it licensed?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe a Mega Man? I don't think so. Franchise?
I think so.
You got a guess here? I got nothing.
It is Altered Beast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi, Name King Clown. Really?
This
Paid off having those clips in there.
this one comes from Steel Diver.
Finally. Is that all I'm getting?
It would look that way.
I got no idea. The Wonderful 101.
No.
I got nothing.
I don't really give you a whole lot.
I know. I don't know.
Toy Story 2.
Oh my god.
On the 64. This one comes to us from Andy the Zombie.
I'm sorry, Calta.
I'm working on it.
Okay, it's Super Mario 64. It's Bowser.
Yeah.
So long, gay Bowser. What the hell is he saying?
So long, King Bowser.
Oh, is he saying King Bowser?
I'm assuming.
Really?
I mean, that's not what it sounds like.
I never
obviously.
made that connection.
This one comes from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks. Sunset Riders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bury me with my money. Hasta la bye-bye. Those are two things that are said in the game. Let it go. Great game. Oh, man. If I was a cowboy, that is how I would dress. Like a bright yellow shirt and a pink vest and like a light baby blue cowboy
And a
hat.
pink sombrero.
Oh, my God. Yeah, right? So stylish. You can send your music to Mom Brain for the trivia section to GoNintendo, or I'm sorry, gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. That one was for Do Michaels. Big fan of Sunset Riders.
That was from Jet Jaguar. This one comes from...
If you haven't played Sunset Riders, find a way to play it. That is a good game. Cumulative says, where do we send our Sunset Riders costume? If you dress up as a Sunset Rider for Halloween, oh my God, we should do that. Me, you, Nikki Hill, and maybe Mighty Midget.
Maybe we could hire somebody.
This one comes from Sorry.
Mom Brain, this is horrendous.
Oh,
It's No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Heavenly Star.
Oh, Lube could be in. You're blowing out people's ears.
I'm sorry, guys. I really am.
You're lucky. The edited version auto adjusts for loud moments, so
Good
people should be
thing.
okay.
Good
Live,
thing.
I'm sorry.
This one comes from Nate or Die.
Oh, Kirby's Dream Land.
No.
Kirby's Adventure?
No.
I would have guessed that. What system?
Game Boy.
All right, let's guess Kirby's Pinball Land.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that should have been my
Yeah,
second
jerk.
guess.
And the last song for today comes from our friend.
Why is this blinking the whole time? That's got to
It's
mean something.
It's such a waste of battery. No, it means I think it's connected and like playing.
Oh.
I don't know.
That's
I
not
threw away
annoying
the
at all.
instruction. This one comes from
See, now it's not blinking.
yeah, because I'm not playing anything. This one
Okay.
comes from 6 Speed.
We've had this before.
This feels like a licensed game to me.
It is.
Yeah. Back to the Future.
No.
McKids.
No.
Some racing game. All around something.
Well, I mean, there's cars in it. I don't know what you're doing.
Mickey's Speedway.
No.
This is NES.
Yeah.
There's cars in it. Oh, is it gonna be like, I don't know, super light? No, that's just off road or something.
No.
I don't know. It's like a car brand.
No.
Okay. How about Bigfoot?
No.
Spy Hunter.
No.
Micro Machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes!
All right. So, You didn't.
I think we got them all, actually.
Toy Story 9, or Mappy Land, or Altered Beast.
Yeah, laugh it up, you jerk.
So, but with the one you got, you got 80%.
We got 80 right. Wow.
80%.
Hi, Yoshi Kid Vlogs. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're here at the very end of the show. Thanks for watching. Listen, we'll see you next week. Goodbye,
Happy
everybody.
birthday, Robbie Cowboy!
My toolbox.
I couldn't find the.
Happy birthday, my Sharuba.
Yeah, Mom Brain, why don't you call me your Sharuba? I don't know why I do that. Let me get this thing going here for a second. Yes. Okay, we are exporting. Here we go. Cumulative says today it's your Sharuba. Well, it's not my birthday yet. Tomorrow. Where's that surprise?
I gotta work on it. I finished up a piece of it today. I got a piece of it that I'm pretty excited about.
Chris says SummerSlam NXT TakeOver predictions. Yeah. SummerSlam predictions.
I looked for an Ember Moon action figure for you to JO to, but I couldn't find one.
Oh man. SummerSlam predictions. I would like to see Becky Lynch win. Predictions are who I think is going to win now. I think Charlotte's going to win. I think Seth and Dean are going to win. You can't bring back Dean and make him lose right away. I mean, you could, but I think Samoa Joe might win. I think Samoa Joe might win. I mean, thank you, Calta. I definitely want him to win. And he would be a great one to take it away from AJ. AJ's had it for a long time. And AJ just surpassed JBL's record of holding the title on SmackDown. So it's a good time to take it away from him. What else? What other matches are there? Well, there's Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I never know what to think because each time I think, well, this is it. Roman's definitely winning, but I don't know. What other matches are there? I need like a list in front of me. There's Kevin Owens versus Braun.
Kevin Owens.
I could see them taking the briefcase away from Braun. Because people really like Braun, so they'll get fans even more behind Braun. I could see that happening. Daniel Bryan and The Miz. That's a good one. I hear Bryan is very close to re-signing his contract, so maybe they'll make him lose to The Miz and continue this feud all the way to WrestleMania. I could see that happening. Yes, thank you. Ronda versus Alexa. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Ronda's
over.
If it's not if there's no interference, then Ronda should definitely win as far as how they're booking her character. And she's been really impressive. But I think Alexa will end up screwing her over. I don't think they're gonna give Ronda the belt already. Although they might, cause that Evolution event's coming up. So they'll want Ronda to like headline with the belt at the all women's event. Chris says Ronda gonna win. I could see it. Do we have an exact date for season 2 of Castlevania? It's October. I know it's in October, which makes perfect sense.
Didn't you not like that?
I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, he still hasn't watched it.
Oh no, it was sorry, Death Note.
I didn't watch the Death Note movie either because I heard it was really bad.
Yeah, nobody liked that piece of garbage.
You know, it's so upsetting because you're like, Netflix is doing an adaptation of whatever. They usually do really good stuff.
Oh, that's right. They canceled the Joel McHale show?
What?
They canceled it.
Did they really?
That and Michelle Wolf's talk show.
Oh, boy, she got canceled quick. They canceled the Joel McHale show.
Yeah, I was so mad.
What the fudge? This is how I'm supposed to end the podcast this week?
I'm sorry. I figured you would have heard already.
No, I didn't even watch all the newest batch of episodes. Joel McHale's show. Well, look, there's people talking about wanting to go see it. And... what? I feel like people. Hello, Eric. I don't know if The Rock's going to show up. Why not? He'll be there to shake Roman Reigns' hands and then rock bottom him. I feel like they advertised the Joel McHale show wrong. Because like when the advertising came out, they showed like the skits that they do in the show, which are very hit or miss.
Yeah, they were like my least favorite part. That and the theme song.
I didn't know until I saw an article the day the show came out that it was basically the soup.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I have to watch this. I love the soup. You know, this sucks. Yeah. I thought for sure that show would go for a long time because it's so dirt cheap to make.
Yeah, there's like nothing
There's
to it.
nothing to it. Oh, God. It's canceled on Netflix. The soup isn't on E anymore.
Yeah, and poor Joel McHale, like all his shows get canceled.
Cancellation king.
They even like he made a joke about it on the Joel McHale show. How his last sitcom was like nobody watched.
Man. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
It's all right. It's all right. Had to find out some way. I'm glad it's from you.
No more Pizza Ghost.
Oh no! Damn it! I didn't even think of that. All right, I'm out of here. I gotta go cry. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
No.